going on, guys and girls? How we doing? It's Monday morning, just finished the gym. It's a bank holiday here today and it's very evident because the gym was pretty much empty. There was like 3 people in there, which is mad because normally on a Monday it's absolutely packed. So it just goes to show, because we're told it's a bank holiday, people just, you know, take that as gospel, go and have a lie-in, don't get up for work, don't go and do their non-negotiables. Obviously for me, nothing really changes today. It's the same old day. It takes a long time to form a habit. So the last thing you want to do is ruin that habit by, you know, oh, it's bank holiday, or oh, I can't bother today. They're the days where you kind of have to do it. No matter where you get in life, your mind's always going to call you out. Your mind's always going to question you. It's always going to try and make you not do something. You've got to just get it done. So yeah, I'm on my way home now. I'm going to have a shower, take the dog out, make some breakfast, and then get looking at the charts, see what we get today. Sometimes bank holiday and the charts can be great. Other times it can be dead. But again, not approaching it with an expectation or a bias as such, just sort of approaching it as a, if there's a setup, there's a setup. If there's not, there's not. But again, doing my non-negotiables. The kids are off this week as well, so I want to make sure I get some time in with them. But obviously at the same time, I've got things to do. So it's just about balancing that out. Someone asked me last week, how do you manage that? I will go into a bit more depth in that in this video, and just covering, you know, what I get up to across the week. I know some weeks they may seem repetitive, but I'm also trying to showcase the consistency, the discipline, doing the things on repeat. That's what gets you somewhere in life, you know, is being consistent. It's a very simple recipe. So, took a trade this morning when I got back from gym. Basically, I just had breakfast. If I spin around, EU longs, took this morning, hit TP. I was looking for the high to go, to be honest, based on my bias this morning. However, with it being bank holiday, I was sat in it for quite a while, and to be honest, it didn't look like it had much volume behind it. Sometimes bank holidays can be incredible and you can take the day off and then there's a great day. Other times they can be shocking. Again, it depends on your plan, it depends on your system, it depends on what you're overall looking for. You know, for me, I was happy to take the trade. It fit everything I wanted to see, so I got involved. I got out for around 2%, MT5 before and after, or whatever, if you can even see that. If you can't, then yeah, whatevs. So I set that on all the accounts, happy days there, nice way to start the week. Again, not setting an expectation on the week, what will be will be. I think it's really important to understand that, you know, when you're in a trade, when you're looking for a trade, whether you're doing a challenge, whether you're live, whether you're on Darwin X, whatever you're on, it's really, really important that you don't get attached to the outcome. It's easy to do, especially when you're close or you feel like you're nearly there and you've worked so hard for this. I completely understand how hard it is to detach. However, the problem with that is if you don't detach, if that trade turns on you or that thing doesn't happen, the expectation's not met, leaving us feeling unfulfilled, which then leads us to maybe spiral, go on tilt, or do something silly. And before you know it, that habit can just keep happening. Same as like starting the week and being like, big week ahead. You know, you can say that in terms of an overall week, but if you say big trading week ahead, going to smash this week and pass a challenge, you've created an expectation that if by Friday you haven't done that, your mind's going to call you out and you're going to feel a certain way. It's not good. It's not healthy for anyone. So yeah. We'll see what happens. If you can hear the kids shouting, that's them in the background, just playing, being nuts. For now, I'm going to journal this trade in my Notion, which again, a lot of you have been asking me for. So if you're actually interested in it, then let me know. Other than that, I sent out my first email newsletter today. My plan is to try and do them daily. I want to get better at writing and I want to just add value to people. Like I said before, it's free. You can get a free Notion bundle as well for signing up. And then, you know, I'm just going to add value, a bit of wisdom, a bit of humour, to your inbox, you know, just brighten your day, hopefully make someone smile, give you some help in different areas. So it's something I'm just sort of pushing out and branching out on. So yeah, link in the description. I put the newsletter up last week. Also, obviously, met Big John on Friday. If you didn't watch last week's vlog where I went and met John from JP Morgan, then go and check it out. Obviously met him, had a word with him about the algorithm. Today hit TP. Coincidence? I think not. Currently just eating some lunch. Got some halloumi, some chicken, some rice, a little bit of salad. Living the dream. It's raining today. Steph's at work. Girls are off. Routine's really messed up a little bit. I'd normally just go for a walk in the rain, but I'm not going to drag the kids out. So I'm probably going to have to wait till Steph gets home and then go for my walk. Don't really fancy doing them up and down the hallway, and I'm not going to get the kind of exercise I want from it. So it's all good. Again, it's part and parcel. Someone asked me last week about balancing parenthood. Kids being off, how do you do everything? You just have to adapt. You know, you have to have your routine, you have to have your non-negotiables, but you have to be willing to go, okay, potentially on in this part of the day or at this time, I may not be able to do everything I might not do. I can't get annoyed with that. You know, that's the responsibilities you hold as a parent. And you have to just, you know, be open with the kids and talk to the kids about it. The kids know what I do. They know, you know, how I work and stuff. And it doesn't mean that I'm like, you can't come in the room or don't speak to me, I'm in work hours. But they just understand that, okay, you know, daddy's working, daddy's doing this, you know, involve them, let them know what you're doing. And usually you find that they're pretty understanding of it all and they get it, you know. Obviously, if you've just got one child, I understand again, it can be difficult to occupy that one child. It depends on the ages and stuff, but ultimately there's no right or wrong, you know. Like, it's like parenting in general. There is no handbook that a child comes with that says do this, do that, blah blah blah. It's kind of just one of them where it's like you kind of just roll with emotions and you find what works for you. But I think you can't use them as an excuse. I see too many people using kids as an excuse, you know. The kids are off, I just didn't do anything today because I was all over the place and emotionally heightened and didn't get anything done, and it's all their fault. It's your fault. You just didn't take control of the situation. And excuse me, like I say, you know, be there for them and do things with them 1,000,000%. You've got to find that balance again. And that's where sometimes, you know, you just have to say like, look, we can play or we can watch this in the morning, but I do have these bits and bobs to do. But when I'm done, and the quicker I get them done, we can get back to playing or going out or doing whatever. And usually, again, that involvement of them understanding what's happening, they get it. You know, this morning the little one was like, can we do this? I was like, I've just got to finish this little thing I'm doing and I'm with you for the rest of the day. And she's like, okay, cool. You know, then we'll have lunch together or we'll do something together for a bit. And then I'll break it up and be like, right, daddy just got to do this. But I think if you involve them, it makes it easier. Now, of course, it depends on the age. I remember when they were little, when maybe they can't walk or talk and, you know, very young, often they sleep a lot, right? So again, have them near you, get the things done, but prioritize, plan. It's why I always say, you know, plan your day out, to-do list. What are the things that you need to do today? What are the most important tasks? And as long as you get those done, other stuff might be able to take a back step. You know, you have to adapt. Again, like I say, we are responsible as adults. We have children. We have to find ways, you know, around them. And it's the same even if you have a pet. You know, it doesn't mean you can neglect your pet and not take it out for a walk because you're busy. So this morning has been, like I say, not a lot happening on the charts, to be honest. Still looking at EU, seeing what's happening there. We have recently taken out, we ran this high from Monday over on the daily. So that's like last week's high. We've just run that now. So keen to see what happens from there. Nothing for me at the moment. Wasn't really able to get involved. So yeah, nothing there. And I'm currently just deciding whether to actually launch this. So by the time you're watching this, this may be live. So basically the Notion template that everyone always asks me for, which is this bad boy, I have essentially decided I release it as a digital product. Like I said, I've been asked about it a few times. So I'm currently just designing like a landing page for it so you can sort of just check it out. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description. If this is out by the time you're watching this, feel free to go and check it out and grab it. I've tried to price it fairly. I paid a developer to make a hell of a lot of this for me. So at the same time, you know, it's like, it's a product at the end of the day. I'm not just going to give it away for free. It would just be stupid. You know, and I'm learning more and more about how to create digital products. And, you know, hopefully I can build a lot more of these things. I've been spending a lot of time learning Notion and learning loads of different things. Like I said, I've bought loads of courses. I've been learning a hell of a lot of stuff, even just creating this landing page, for example. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description. Go and check it out if you want to check it out. Also, if you're not subscribed to the email newsletter, please, you are missing out. I'm literally sending you an email a day with insights, with value, with laughter, with humor. I'll leave a link in the description for that. Please go and check that out. You also get a free Notion resource bundle just for signing up. Make sure you check your junk and your spam because often that seems to be where it lands until you confirm it. And like I say, you can unsubscribe at any time, but you wouldn't do that to me, would you? But yeah, other than that, I'm going to crack on with the rest of the day. Seeing people online lately pushing this agenda that mindset isn't a thing, or psychology isn't a thing, or it's overrated, or which one's more important, technical analysis or psychology. And some people are on the fence of technical, some are on psychology. I'm both. I don't know why we need to pick and choose which one's more important. I don't know why we need to create these cults and these fan clubs in this space. I've taken the air out of my little one's bike tyre specifically to make this video. In order for this to work, we have an inner tube inside, we have the rubber coating, and obviously we need air in the tyre in order for it to work. Now, as you can see, there's no air in this tyre. Therefore, you could argue the function of this isn't going to work as well. And although you could still pedal with it and it would move, it would be slow, it would drag, probably make a funny noise, and it would just overall not be very efficient. Let's say the inner tube and the rubber coating is your technical edge. You have a technical edge, however, the air is not there. This is your psychology. Let's say you're struggling when it comes down to you don't execute, you hesitate, you've gone on a loss streak, you can't accept the loss streak. That then creates tilt, you take bad trades, you overtrade, you over risk, you over leverage. You're fearful of what next. You interfere with trades, you close trades early, you take shit trades, you're influenced to take trades. This all falls under psychology and mindset. Whatever way you want to put it, that's what it falls under. If you now put air in this tyre, i.e. do the work on your psychology and your mindset, it will be the thing that needs to level you up if you already have a technical edge. Now again, we can flip the script. Let's say the mindset is the rubber and the inner tube. If we don't have the air, which will now represent the technical edge, again, it's going to be very difficult to extract profits from the market because we're now saying, well, we don't have an edge. So you may have a great mindset, but you failed the technical analysis part, which of course is a problem. However, saying one is more important than the other, it doesn't really make any sense and it doesn't really benefit anyone. Why not work on both? Hello. Now they binned her off. Farmer J, yeah. What's going on, people? I'm in a place called Farmer J. Can you mix and match and have like salmon and chicken or not? It's an extra, is it? That's cool. Right, can I get farmer's grains, please? And can I get some chamula chicken? Whole roasted cauliflower, please. And some spiced sweet potatoes. What was the chicken called? Chamula chicken?
Chamula chicken.
I've got chamula chicken, egg, some kind of cauliflower, sweet potato fries, aioli, and some brown rice. High protein, keeping it healthy. Alright. Just come down to lane 7, just do something for a little bit. And I'm just wiping the floor with heads on bowling. Need something big here to win. Ah, the pressure, bro. Big 125 out. Come to a new coffee spot. To Love Coffee or something in Westminster. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's probably like a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10. We had some caramel chocolate brownie though, I'm not gonna lie, that was a solid 8, 9 out of 10. Found a new little spot. Nice views. Somewhere to chill. Got some bits on the way, some little nibbles. Happy days. What is that about? Exciting people, it is Thursday. Just got a delivery of our new dining table and chairs. We've literally spent, what was that, 2-3 months now waiting for this?
Yeah.
I ordered it in March. Didn't think we were going to get it. But fortunately enough, it's come through. Waited, patience, all that stuff. It's important because I could have easily got my money back, but we needed a new table. The kids ruined it. And Mia's not going to ruin this one, are you? No. So, yeah, I'm going to go for a walk quickly, but I think Steph wants to crack on building. So whether I have any, like, footage of it being built, I highly doubt. But I'll have an after. So, yeah, we're going to get cracking. Mia's buzzing. Bob the Builder's here. Bruno's going to help.
Oh, we need Alan.
We need Alan. What, Alan keys?
Alan. Yeah.
And then Bruno's going to help. Right, table's done, courtesy of Steph and the girls. I didn't really do anything, I was out on a walk and then I went and got my hair cut. So, yeah, I'm going to make some lunch. What's going on, people? Just got back from getting a trim, feeling miles better. I've put it off for a few days now, to be honest. I was meant to get it done Tuesday, but obviously with the girls being off, I had to kind of juggle my week and change a few things around. And ultimately, like I was saying before, that's kind of how you have to roll. There is no perfect structure or perfect routine. And even if you have one, if you have children, there will be times where things might change, or if you don't have children but you have other commitments or different things in life happens. You kind of just got to roll with the punches and just find a way to adapt. I always say, you know, if you find a problem, look for the solution. Don't always look for a problem and then just dwell on the problem. There's always a way around things. This morning, EU ran away from me. I was looking for longs, and let me just pull the screen up. This week's been an interesting week. So we ran, my original target was Monday's high, which we'd ran from last week. And then in the process of that, we also took out this week's Monday's high. We'd then left Monday's low, and we'd also left last week's lows, which have now been taken out. So this morning, after taking all of that out, I'm expecting some form of reaction. So on the 15 minute, we'd obviously woken up. Again, we traded below the open. So for me, I'm looking to catch, if I think I'm going to have a bullish day, essentially, I'm looking to catch the longs. If I drop to the 5 minute, so I was actually waiting for this level or this level to break before getting in. The entry was nice down here, but I wasn't looking to just play that really tiny kind of like inside bar correction or whatever. I just felt that's a recipe for getting spanked. Although it worked this time, they fail often. I wanted to see something more concrete fail. By the time it had done that, it had kind of started to go, and I didn't really want to get in here and have a larger stop. It was just personal preference. You know, it was a really good setup. It had ticked a lot of my boxes, but it hadn't ticked all of them. And, you know, for me, I just said I wasn't taking that trade. So for the week, we're just 2R. We took a trade Monday. Nothing else as of yet. And that's the way realistic trading is. There'll be days and weeks where you trade more frequent. There'll be days where you don't. Obviously, it depends on your trading. Of course, if you're a scalper, you might trade more frequently. But essentially, at the end of the day, it's like a lot of people nowadays are trying to gamble, punt, you know, do mad stuff in order to try and just, you know, I guess gamify things and think they're going to get themselves out of a bad situation if they make 100 grand, you know, and we're seeing it with prop firms. They're starting to change their rules. They're starting to not pay people out that are doing this. And, you know, personally, I think the whole gambling scene has actually ruined the prop firm space. Like, I genuinely think it's fucked it. And I think we're going to see a couple of rocky months potentially going forward. I'm hoping that the bigger ones, you know, especially FTMO, have got all their ducks in order and everything's going to be cool. But obviously with them losing America and not having the American clientele, that's been a big hit. But you're starting to see some of the bigger firms, you know, refusing payouts. Now I get it. Look, if you've been a dick, just gambled, you've come in, hit 50 lots on gold on a news event, or you've breached a rule, you don't deserve to get paid out, innit? Like, that's just pure luck, pure gambling. And then the fact that you'll go and sell a course on how you gamble blows my mind that people pay for it. But I get it. People are in a financial position and they think that's their way out. But I promise you it's not. Been doing this a long time. It doesn't work that way. If it was that easy, everybody would be like cleaning up. But I think where that gambling's been allowed, I think prop firms have been put under massive pressure. Liquidity issues are obvious. It's a very interesting space into how things are going to develop. You know, I've seen I'm not on Twitter at the moment. I'm trying to have a break from Twitter. I just feel like it's such a toxic, horrible space. It's just doing nothing for me. So I'm like, let me just remove that from my life. But I've had a few people send me some bits and bobs from Twitter, and I'm seeing like Alpha are not paid, a few people out. Again, I don't know the ins and outs of it all. Obviously, I use Alpha myself. You know, that makes me think, oh shit, is there going to be a problem? Now, I don't gamble, I don't do stupid shit, so hopefully if it's that reason, then no. But if they're starting to have any issues, and again, I'm not saying they are, I'm just simply saying what we're seeing and the pressure we're seeing on the space at the minute. I know a lot of other props are seeing these issues. It's just like, is it a matter of time before this model has to change? You know, do we have to go back to having a time limit such as 30 days or 45 days? Do we need to put a cap on leverage? Do we need to put a cap on profits? Do we need to put a cap on lot sizes? Do we have to have a consistency rule? Like all these things, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my trade, and it won't affect anything because I can actually trade. And I understand that trading is a long thing, and it's not going to be every day, 100 grand weeks, rah, 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 rah. And you can get caught up with that, and you can get lost in that. And I'm telling you now, if you do not know how to trade and things change, you are finished. You might as well leave the industry. And I'm going to see a lot of people do that, I think. Again, speculation here, but the way I'm seeing things go, I've been in this game a long time. I know how these things tend to develop. Back in the day when we just had FTMO, there was 30 days to pass. If you obviously were like 5% up before, I think, the last week, you got an extra 10 days. I feel like that model probably made it easier for FTMO to make money, obviously preying on people failing and stuff. Now they've had to adapt, they've had to bring in these new rules. You know, is it hindering the prop model? Is it messing the prop model up? Because I'd rather it stay. I'm not looking to drop 100 bags into a personal account. I'm not looking to trade 100 grand for a broker. I much prefer investing 300-400 quid, you know, getting an account from the prop and just trading on that and getting my split. Are they going to reduce the splits? Are they going to have to, you know, put a cap on giving people refunds and not doing that? Like, there's so many things that I think are going to need to change. And someone, I'm sure, will capitalise on that in some way. It's just interesting to see where this kind of industry goes. We'll find out, I guess. But obviously, it's always about having multiple things in order, making sure you can trade, having different things. Is why DarwinX is so great. I get it. People moan about the 15%, but you're not looking at the bigger picture. And when you get on gold and when you get investors and records, and you could be getting paydays like every other day, depending on when these investors invest. And there's so much more you could build with that, but it's going to take you time and you have to be able to trade. And like I've said before, why do you think a lot of these people that give it the big and online about how much money they make on prop are not on things like DarwinX? Because they can't trade, and they know that if they go on DarwinX, the risk engine will dial all their risk back and they'll look like an idiot. Be really careful who you're following. It's very obvious and very apparent who's got an agenda and who hasn't. Be careful of that, because I'm seeing so much shit put out in this industry. It's just horrible to see. Can't be arsed with it. I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm going to keep spreading the right message, the message I believe in, the message that I've gone through. You know, I understand how it feels to feel lost and stuff. I've had that. You still get that on this journey. I understand how it feels to be working, full-time, debt, whatever it might be. I've come out the other side of that. It's been a long, grueling journey, and I'm not the finished article, but I'm learning. I have an abundance of knowledge and wealth I can share. I'm going to try to share more of that and be here for people that obviously need that. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't listen and you don't take that on board, then I can't help you. I can only, you know, guide you to these things, and it's you to make a decision. And, you know, a lot of people nowadays are just looking to, you know, fluke all these props and try and hopefully make a quick 50k. The reality of it is, even if you make 50k this year and that's all you make, it's not actually a lot in the grand scheme of things in the UK, and you'll be back to square one next year. So how about making that 50k consistently, or maybe every quarter, or how do you do that? How do you look at the bigger picture? I'm gonna eat my lunch because it's freezing cold now. 8 minutes of pure value for cold lunch. Least you could do is like and subscribe. What's going on, people? How are we doing? It's Friday. Just got back from a walk. It's raining here today. It's not the best weather, but regardless, as you know me by now, get the coat on, get it done. There's no excuses. It's easy to say I don't want to go out for a walk, but at the same time, you get to go out for a walk, you get to do it. And it's a secret weapon. A lot of you asked me about losing weight. To be honest, like, one of the biggest things I've ever found to help was doing the steps. I've been helping Steph with it, I've been helping her friends with it. Like, people underestimate the power of it. It creates an extra deficit. It's very low impact on your body. You should just move more. One of the biggest downfalls to modern society is we don't move as much. You can get your phone, you can order food, you can order shopping, you can talk to everybody. Every remote or every gadget controls everything in the house. You might not even have to turn the lights on these days. Like, I'm surprised people haven't created sofas with toilets in them just to piss while they're sitting down. You know, you need to move more. So, you know, like I say, massive advocate of that. But yeah, as for the rest of the day, I'm just going to do a little bit of brief. I've already done most of it, but I'm just doing my ASR for the month. Just going over May in general and seeing how the month went. Fantastic month, to be honest. Went really well. I basically had a 5% month, which is great. And I had one trade that I missed, which was a win. So it would have put me around 8% for the month. So I'm just reviewing why I missed it. I know why I missed it. I wasn't really focused on the charts. But at the same time, it's like, okay, what can I do to improve on that moving forward? You know, but it's been a good month. Not many trades taken, only taken 7 trades. You know, so again, not like a crazy amount. I think I've won 4, lost 3, and obviously missed 1. So it should have been 8 trades. 5% is an incredible month, and sometimes prop firms can get in your head and make you think it's not good enough. But on a live account, even on 100k, it's a decent whack after splitting that. Still what most people might go and work an entire month for, right? From just clicking a button. As soon as that capital is scaled, you know, it can become life-changing. On the other hand, though, you can have drawdown months, you can have break-even months, and that's how it is. People don't like to talk about that these days. It might not be glamorous, but that is trading. And I'm telling you now, we've gone so far one way with the pendulum where everyone's pushing gambling, and we're going to swing back the other way where the professional trading will come back. And I can't stress enough how important it is to have that professional aspect about it. There's a lot of these people out there that might be making money, but they probably don't know what trades they've taken and what days and what their edge is. They're just, you know, kind of going with the flow and hoping to make as much as possible. I wasn't brought into the industry in that way. I don't have that mindset. It doesn't work for me. If it works for you, brilliant. But, you know, for me personally, trading is a business. And I know that word's thrown around a lot, but just like a business, you wouldn't put all your money into a piece of clothing on the hope it might work. You wouldn't spend or overspend all your money on staff if you couldn't afford to pay them. You know, you wouldn't take crazy risks and just punt accounts, and we're seeing that with trading. So I think, you know, if you are on that side, maybe just give yourself a little bit of a reality check, because I don't think it's sustainable personally. And I think a lot of people are going to fade out of the industry or have to find a new way to try and, you know, get their clicks. So yeah, make sure you're doing your ASR this weekend. Make sure you're going over it. Only reason I'm doing it today is because I've got a bit of free time before we're about to head out with the girls. A big misconception from traders these days, and especially myself. I had this before, and you know, the last 6 months or maybe even the last year has shown me that couldn't be any further from the truth. Like, once you figure out a style or an approach, that's it. Game on. You're set for life. You never have to do anything. And obviously, there's people out there that sell that dream because they believe that that's it. I've never got to worry again. But someone who's been in the game a long time, and I've had it happen to me multiple times, things can change. Market conditions change, and something that might work for 10 months might not work for the next 10 months. You might have to find little tweaks and little elements to adapt or improve, or, you know, market conditions change. Like I've said in videos before, POIs used to be very powerful. POIs that swept liquidity and broke something didn't really look at fair value gaps or imbalances as much, whereas now often fair value gaps and imbalances are holding a lot more than the POIs themselves. things change, and you have to be able to, as a trader, adapt. And I think if you can't do that, and you can't look at your performance and go, right, am I going wrong anywhere? It doesn't mean completely changing your whole edge. Obviously, the core concepts are going to work. And again, remember, months are going to be slow and tough, and that's part and parcel of a trader. It's not how you finish the week or the month. Even the quarter to a degree. Obviously, you want to measure yourself perhaps on the quarters, but it's going to be how you finish the year. You know, if you close the year out 50, 60% up, you've got a decent amount of capital on that. You might have only had 5 or 6 profitable months, and the other ones might have been BE and losses. But if you still finished up that significant amount, you could have made an incredible amount of money, and then you can use that to invest in other things or other businesses.
I'm eating my food.
Looks decent, this. Trying to save on the old calories. I haven't got a middle bit of pizza. Didn't vlog anything today. Forgot.
Got a wedge.
That's nice. That can go on the vlog. I got a wedge.
Wait, did you literally record?
Yeah, having some lunch. What do you mean? No, that's the start of the vlog, mate. It's normal. People can relate. Everyone gets wedges, isn't it? Like, it's normal. So, yeah, we went to go for some lunch. Went to go to one of our favourite places, but unfortunately it was full. So we opted for Pizza Express, courtesy of Mia.
That's so musical.
And Copyright Life. See, Steph knows, mate. And now we're going to go home, go see Mr. Bruno, chill out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much wraps up this week's video. There was quite a bit of other stuff I wanted to share, but I forgot. Did you say Mr. Beast?
No, so Mr. Bean.
I thought you called me Mr. Bean. Like, what?
I said Mr. Bean.
Oh, no, Mies. Who's Mr. Bean?
Kira.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Right, so, yeah, without further ado, it's pretty mental in here. I'm going to go. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will catch you all in next week's video. Peace and love, gang.